The world we live in today is full of questions. Where are we heading? Why are things becoming so unstable? And is it true that a time will come when a man from the family of the Prophet will rise to restore justice? Yes, that time is real, and his name is Imam Mahdi. But he won't appear just like that. There will be many events, signs, warnings, and chaos. In this video, we're going to take a deep journey into what exactly will happen before Imam Mahdi appears. These are not myths. They are authentic prophecies from the Prophet himself. So take a deep breath and stay with me until the end, because what you're about to hear may change the way you see the world forever. Before the appearance of Imam Mahdi, the world will reach a point of extreme instability. It will be filled with darkness, not just literal darkness, but spiritual, moral, and political chaos. The Prophet Muhammad described it in powerful words. The Mahdi will be from my ummah. Allah will prepare him in one night. This means when he appears, things will be so bad that only a leader chosen by Allah can bring peace. But before we reach that moment, there are many minor signs and world conditions that must occur. 1. Loss of true knowledge and rise of ignorance. One of the earliest and clearest signs is the loss of Islamic knowledge. Not because books will disappear, but because the scholars who understand the Quran and Hadith will pass away, and no one will be left to carry the torch. The Prophet said, Allah does not take away knowledge by snatching it away from the people. Rather, he takes it away by the death of scholars. Until when no scholar remains, people will take ignorant ones as their leaders. Al-Bukhari and Muslim. People will start giving fatwas without knowledge. Misinterpretations will spread. People will call evil good and good evil. Doesn't this sound familiar already? 2. Widespread injustice and corruption. Before Imam Mahdi appears, the world will be drowning in injustice. Governments will oppress, leaders will betray, greed and power will control decisions. The rich will get richer and the poor will be forgotten. The Prophet said, the Mahdi will fill the earth with justice and fairness as it was filled with oppression and tyranny. Abu Dawud. This means that the time before his arrival will be full of oppression globally, not just in one country but everywhere. 3. Economic crisis and poverty. We often think the future will bring more technology and ease, but according to authentic narrations, there will be a global economic collapse. People will suffer from hunger, inflation, and poverty. Resources will be controlled by a few powerful hands. Even though people will be surrounded by wealth, they will feel poor emotionally and spiritually. 4. Obsession with wealth and materialism. People will become obsessed with money, luxury, and showing off. Everyone will try to look rich, even if they're drowning in debt. Men will compete in building taller buildings, women will imitate men, and modesty will become rare. The Prophet said, from the signs of the hour is that people will boast about their mosques, and the barefooted Bedouins will compete in building tall buildings. Sahih Muslim. It's as if he was describing our time today. Skyscrapers, mega malls, and a race to impress others with appearances. But true peace will be missing. 5. Chaos in the Arab world. Another major sign before the arrival of Imam Mahdi is disunity and conflict among Arab rulers. There will be intense power struggles and battles over leadership. The Prophet said, 3 men, all sons of different caliphs, will fight over a treasure beneath the Kaaba. None of them will succeed, and then the black banners will come from the east. Ibn Majah. This will cause a global stir, a power vacuum, and people will begin to search for true leadership, someone honest, someone sent by Allah. 6. The black banners from the east. This is one of the most mysterious and powerful signs. The Prophet said, when you see the black banners coming from the east, then give allegiance to the Mahdi, even if you have to crawl over ice. Al-Hakim. These black flags will symbolize the call for justice. A movement will rise from the east, possibly from the regions of Khorasan, modern-day Iran, Afghanistan, or surrounding areas. They will fight for truth and eventually unite with Imam Mahdi. 7. A great fitna trial in the world. Before Imam Mahdi arrives, a great fitna will spread across the earth. It will affect every household. No one will be safe from its confusion. Right will seem wrong, and wrong will seem right. People will be divided, not just by borders, but in their hearts. This trial will prepare the world for the return of justice because people will finally realize that no worldly system can save them. They'll be ready for someone who will rule not by politics, but by revelation. But don't lose hope, because while the signs are serious, they are also signs of a new beginning. The arrival of Imam Mahdi. Imam Mahdi is not a prophet. He is a righteous leader from the descendants of the Prophet Muhammad, from the family of Fatima radiallahu anha. His name will be Muhammad ibn Abdullah. The Prophet said, "His name will be like mine, and his father's name like my father's." Abu Dawud. He will resemble the Prophet in character and actions. He will be humble, not seeking power, but the people will recognize his truth. The Bay'ah, allegiance in Makkah. At first, Imam Mahdi will be hiding. He will not seek leadership, but when the time comes, people will rush to him. They will give Bay'ah, pledge of allegiance, to him at the Kaaba, between the Black Stone and the Maqam of Ibrahim. That moment will mark a turning point in history. How will people recognize him? There will be clear signs. He will be from Ahlul Bayt, the family of the Prophet. His name will match that of the Prophet. He will appear at a time of great global crisis. He will be a man of justice, knowledge, and humility. Allah will grant him miraculous support. Believers will accept him, while the enemies of truth will fear him. But the challenges will not end there, because after Imam Mahdi appears, the world will face one of its greatest enemies, Al-Dajjal, the Antichrist. 8. Earthquakes and natural disasters. Massive earthquakes will shake the earth. Some narrations say 3 major landslides will happen, one in the east, one in the west, and one in the Arabian Peninsula. The Prophet said, "The hour will not come until there are landslides, transformations, and pelting with stones from the sky." At-Tirmidhi. These disasters will be signs for the believers, a warning that something major is about to happen. They will remind humanity of its weakness and need for Allah. 9. Fear, famine, and global instability. Another narration mentions that before Imam Mahdi appears, there will be widespread fear, famine, and insecurity. Before the Mahdi appears, there will be intense fear and earthquakes. People will fight each other. The world will be unstable. Mustadrak al-Hakim. In this time, believers will hold firmly to their deen. They will remember the promises of Allah and stay strong because they know that after hardship comes ease. And that ease will come through Imam Mahdi. A call from the sky. This is one of the most incredible signs. Before the Mahdi is accepted by all, there will be a voice from the sky, a divine announcement that people across the world will hear in their own languages. It will say, "This is the Mahdi, the Caliph of Allah. Follow him." This miracle will shake the hearts of people. Even the doubtful will begin to believe, and those who rejected the truth will start to panic. The world is changing, and everything that was predicted over 1,400 years ago is slowly unfolding. But don't be afraid. These signs are not meant to scare you. They are meant to wake you up, to help you return to Allah, to prepare your soul for the truth, and to remind you that the end of falsehood is near and the rise of justice is coming. Now we explore the events right before and during the rise of Imam Mahdi and the terrifying arrival of Dajjal, the one-eyed liar. So stay with me and open your heart to what the Prophet revealed. The turmoil leading to the Mahdi. Before Imam Mahdi is accepted by the world, intense civil wars and power struggles will plague the Muslim lands. The Prophet said, "There will be a conflict at the death of a caliph, and a man from Medina will flee to Mecca. People will come to him and take him out against his will to give him allegiance between the Black Stone and the Maqam of Ibrahim." Abu Dawud. This man is Imam Mahdi. He will not seek fame or power, but people will beg him to lead because no one else will be able to bring peace. The role of the pious believers. During this time, true believers will become rare, but they will remain firm, loyal and brave. They will travel across the world to pledge allegiance to Imam Mahdi. Some will leave their families, jobs and homes. They will endure suffering, hunger and danger. Why? Because they understand something most people ignore, that when Allah sends His chosen servant, you follow him at all costs. The Prophet said, if you hear about the Mahdi, go to him, even if you have to crawl over ice. Ibn Majah. A global call for justice. Once allegiance is given to Imam Mahdi, he will not remain silent. He will take action, and his first mission will be to restore justice, not just for Muslims but for all of humanity. He will divide wealth fairly. He will eliminate corruption. He will establish peace through the Sharia of the Prophet Muhammad. He will fill the earth with fairness and justice, just as it was filled with tyranny and oppression. Musnad Ahmad. His rule will touch hearts. Even animals and the environment will benefit from his leadership. The three major armies. As Mahdi's leadership grows, three major armies will be involved. The army from the east, black banners. These are righteous warriors who began their journey even before Mahdi's rule. They will join him and fight under his command. They are mentioned as the flag bearers of justice. The army of the oppressors. A powerful army will come from Syria to attack Mahdi and Mecca, but when they reach a desert area between Mecca and Medina called Baida, Allah will cause the entire army to sink into the ground. This is a major sign, a miracle confirming Mahdi's divine support. When an army marches toward the Mahdi, Allah will cause them to be swallowed by the earth in Baida. Sahih Muslim. The supporters from across the globe, people from various nations, will join Mahdi's cause, not just Arabs, but non-Arabs, scholars, leaders, and ordinary people. He will unite the Ummah as it hasn't been united in centuries. The wars led by Imam Mahdi will not rule in silence. He will lead several battles, some of them major and historic, against corrupt rulers. Kings and governments will oppose Mahdi, seeing him as a threat to their control. But he will confront them not with brutality, but with justice, strategy, and divine help. He will be victorious. The conquest of Constantinople. This is one of the major signs. The Prophet said, "The hour will not come until Constantinople is conquered." Sahih Muslim. Imam Mahdi will lead a peaceful conquest of this ancient city, possibly modern-day Istanbul. The city will fall without a single arrow through dhikr and takbir. They will proclaim La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, and the city will fall. This miracle will shock the world as people witness how the power of faith defeats empires. The ultimate battle, Armageddon, Al-Malhama Al-Kubra. After the conquest of Constantinople, something huge will happen. A false rumor will spread that Dajjal has appeared. Imam Mahdi and his army will rush back to the Muslim lands, and at that moment, the greatest battle in human history will begin. This is known as Al-Malhama Al-Kubra, the Great War. Millions will be involved. It will be the clash of good and evil. Despite modern technology, the war will be fought with spears, horses, and swords because something will disable the world's weapons and technology. The Prophet described it as the greatest battle humanity will ever face. 1/3 of the army will flee, 1/3 will be martyred, and 1/3 will gain victory. That final group will be the true soldiers of Islam, led by Imam Mahdi. And just when they think the war is over, a new enemy will rise. The most dangerous liar in human history, a man with incredible powers, a fitna so great that every prophet warned their people about him. The Dajjal. The trial of the Dajjal. His story is terrifying. The world will stand on the edge of darkness. The Mahdi will have emerged. Justice will be spreading. The Ummah will be uniting. But now the greatest test begins. The Prophet said, "No trial from the creation of Adam until the hour is more severe than the trial of the Dajjal." Sahih Muslim. Dajjal will be a man, not a metaphor. He will have supernatural powers, and he will appear at a time of desperation, after wars, earthquakes, and famine. People will be so broken and lost that when he comes offering food, wealth, and fake miracles, millions will follow him. The Prophet described him in detail. He will be young, he will have curly hair, and he will be blind in one eye, the left eye. The word kafir will be written on his forehead. Every believer will be able to read it, even if they are illiterate. Dajjal will perform what looks like miracles. He will command the sky to rain, and it will rain. He will revive the dead, not real resurrection, but illusion by jinn. He will travel the earth rapidly, like the speed of clouds. He will claim to be a prophet, then he will claim to be God himself, and many will believe him. Why will people follow him? The world will be starving physically and spiritually. He will offer food in places of drought, wealth in places of poverty, miracles in places of hopelessness. He will say, "I am your Lord. I give and take life." And those who have weak faith, those who didn't seek knowledge, didn't pray, didn't care, they will follow him blindly because his deception will be irresistible to hearts that are empty. The Prophet gave us clear instructions on how to protect ourselves. 1. Memorize the first 10 verses of Surah Al-Kahf. Whoever memorizes 10 verses from the beginning of Surah Al-Kahf will be protected from the Dajjal. Muslim. These verses talk about faith, trials, and seeking refuge in the cave, a powerful metaphor for seeking Allah during hard times. 2. Avoid him. The Prophet said, "Let him who hears of the Dajjal keep away from him. You might think you're strong, but even the strongest can fall." 3. Stay firm in your salah and connection with Allah. Dajjal's greatest weapon is deception, but the heart that is full of Quran and dhikr will not fall. Dajjal will travel the entire world except 2 places, Makkah and Medina, because angels will guard these 2 sacred cities. He will be followed by 70,000 Jews from Isfahan wearing Persian shawls, hypocrites, magicians, and the spiritually empty. But he will be rejected by true believers no matter the cost. Some will even be martyred for refusing him. The Prophet spoke of one brave young man. He will confront Dajjal and say, "You are the Dajjal the Prophet warned us about." Dajjal will try to kill him. He will be cut in half. Then Dajjal will bring him back to life. But the man will say, "Now I am even more sure you are the Dajjal." Dajjal will not be able to harm him again. He will become a symbol of faith for all Muslims. When Dajjal reaches the peak of his power, Allah will send the ultimate warrior of truth, Isa ibn Maryam, peace be upon him. He will descend near a white minaret in Damascus, wearing 2 garments dyed with saffron, placing his hands on the wings of 2 angels. The Prophet said, "By the one in whose hand is my soul, the Son of Mary will soon descend among you. He will break the cross, kill the swine, abolish the jizya, and there will be no wealth accepted except charity." Bukhari. He will not bring a new religion, but will follow the Sharia of Muhammad. The final battle, Isa versus Dajjal. Isa, AS, will lead the Muslims in prayer behind Imam Mahdi. This shows that Mahdi is the leader of this ummah, but Isa is a prophet from Bani Israel. Then they will go in search of Dajjal. They will find him at a place called Lud in present-day Palestine. When Dajjal sees Isa, AS, he will begin to melt like salt in water. Isa, AS, will say, "You will not escape," and he will strike Dajjal with a spear and kill him. This moment will mark the end of the greatest fitna in history. What happens after Dajjal is killed? Peace will finally descend. The Prophet said, "The earth will be filled with justice. Lions will lie next to sheep. Children will play with snakes. There will be no war, no envy, no hatred. Every person will be rich." Isa, AS, will rule for 40 years, marrying, having children, and finally passing away and being buried next to the Prophet. The death of Imam Mahdi. Imam Mahdi will also eventually pass away, but he will leave behind a world transformed, a world of justice over oppression, tawheed over falsehood, brotherhood over division. His death will mark the beginning of the final phase of human history, where Ya'juj and Ma'juj, Gog and Magog, will rise, and the day of judgment will draw nearer. So what should you do? All of this is not just a story. It is a warning, a hope, and a mission. Here's what you can do right now. 1. Strengthen your faith. Start with your salah. Make dhikr daily. Learn the meanings of the Quran. 2. Protect your family. Teach your children about the signs of the hour, not to scare them, but to prepare them. 3. Stay connected to the scholars and the truth. When the Dajjal comes, confusion will spread. The only shield will be knowledge and sincere faith. If you live to see the time of Mahdi, run to him, support him, learn from him. If you live to face Dajjal, stand firm, even if the world is falling apart. And if you don't live to see them, then raise your children to be among the ones who do. Because in the end, truth will win, faith will rise, and the final promise of Allah will come to pass. This is not just the end of a story, it's the beginning of your awakening. So ask yourself, will you be among those who wait or those who prepare? May Allah protect us from the fitna of Dajjal and make us among the supporters of the Mahdi. Ameen. Share this with your loved ones and always stay ready.